I didn't even finish chapter 2 homework. I'm slacking off, man. I'm slacking off. Hey, dzień dobry. Hey, how you guys doing? So yeah, so today I'll be working on chapter 5, which is dome, house. Basically, you actually, so it's like all the vocabularies that you learn about the house and all that stuff. Yada, yada, yada. All right, so dome, it's a house, right? Okay, dome. Ida do domu, ich do domu, već do domu, tak dale I dale. All right, dome is a house. And then roof, how do you say roof in Polish? Dach. D-A-C-H, dach. All right. And then how do you say apartment or a flat? In British English, you say a flat. I live in a flat with my mate, yeah. So that would be British English. But for American English, you say I live in an apartment. I live in an apartment with my friends, yeah. No, that's not a proper English American accent. Anyway, so mieszkanie, that's how you say flat or how you say apartment. And then komin, that's how you say chimney. So how you say chimney sweeper? That would be like cominiage, right? A chimney sweeper, that would be a cominiage. And then a chimney would be komin. K-O-M-I-N. Chimney. Komin. Tuk 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 coming. Santa Claus is coming through the chimney. That's how you remember it. Coming. Santa coming down the chimney. Komin. Okay. All right. So now what would be the trick to remember that word, right? So let's say if you imagine yourself as a British little boy, not a British, Polish little kid, and then, you know, you're like, Mama, Santa is coming down the chimney. Coming, chimney, coming. All right, cool. So that's how I remember that. Now, China, that's a wall. The wall of China, China, wall. China, wall. S crescon, C-I-A-N-A. China. Oh, wait. It's just China. China. Okay, so how you say entrance? Wejście. That's an entrance. You know what sucks, right? This has been always my problem when it comes to entry and exit, because I always get it mixed up with wejście I wejście. One of them is with a E, and the other one's with a Y. So I'm tired of getting this thing confused, right? So then, what would be like a proper way to kind of remember that? So wejście, that's entrance. So wejście, that would be exit. And then pokój, that's a room. Cool. And then now, korytarz, that would be a hall. Or in French, you say corridor. Why do French sound so pompous? Like, I think, even though I speak French, right, I need to practice more. Yes, you're right. I agree with you. Polish is not easy at all, right? But French is actually pretty difficult as well, too, because I'm losing my French. I used to speak French all the time when I was in Haiti and all that stuff, and now I'm losing it. So I need to actually practice more. But for now, I'm sticking to Polish. I'm trying to get that. So, hall or corridor, you would say korytarz, or you would say przedpokój. Przedpokój. So if pokój is room, so przedpokój, that would be before the room, before the rooms. So, okay, that's a good way to remember it. Dziękuję bardzo. Przedpokój I korytarz, that's how you say hall or how you say corridor. All right. And then kuchnia, that's how you say kitchen. Kuchnia. K-U-C-H-N-I-A. Kuchnia, kitchen. And then łazienka, that's how you say bathroom. Łazienka. Or I think you could also say toaleta, right? Toaleta. Idę do toaleta, idę do łazienka. I'm going to the bathroom. Łazienka. All right, cool. Sounds good. And then, never mind. Toilet, toaleta, łazienka, same thing. And then now, how do you say living room? There's two ways you can say living room. You can either say pokój dzienny Or you could say salon. Saloon? Salon. Saloon. Saloon. Salon. So salon, that's French. That's my French coming out. So then pokui, jenye, jenene, or salon. Saloon. Yep, yep. So that's living room. Pokui, jenene, living room, or saloon. How would you say it in Polish accent? S-A-L-O-N. Salon. 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 No. Siedzam na salon. Na salone. Na salonech. I'm sitting in the living room. Teraz siedam na pokój dzienny. I'm sitting in the living room. Or teraz siedam na salon. Salone. I don't know. And then door. You say drzwi. Dziękuję bardzo, dzięki. So door, you say drzwi. And then window is okno. And then garden is ogród. Garage is garage. Stairs is schody. Schody. So it's S-C-H. O-D-E. Schody. Stairs. And then fence, you say port. That's how you say fences. Okay. All right. Port. I've seen this word so many freaking times, right? And it just keeps going over my head. Like sometimes when I read Polish stuff, and then I would come across like, a word that's similar to that, or I would say port. And I'm like, I keep yanking my brain. I'm like, what the hell is port? So that's how you say fence. Port. P-W-O-T. Port. All right, perfect. And then to say floor, you say podłoga. Podłoga. Like, podłoga. How would I remember that word? Podłoga. Nogi. No, dwoga. Dłoń. Podłoga. I know pod is underneath, right? So then what is woga? Anyway, I'm making this thing too complicated. So floor, podłoga. And then ceiling is sufit. Ceiling, sufit. Do you say sufit or you say sufit? No, it's sufit. All right, ceiling, sufit. Okay, podłoga, floor, płot, fence, schody, stairs. A garage is a garage. Ogród is the garden. Okno is window. A drzwi, that's a door. Sypialnia, bedroom. That's how you say bedroom? Holy shit. This whole time. No, I knew that before. It just skipped my mind because I usually just say pokój, right? So pokój is just a room, and then sypialnia is bedroom, right? So then how would you say get the hell out of my room? How would you say that in well, if you're angry, you would say spierdalaj od mój pokój, get out of my room, get out of my bedroom. So that would be wejść do mój sypialnia. Sypialnia. Pierdala is mój sypialnia. I need to stop cussing in Polish because that's not good neither. So, bardzo dziękuję. Thank you. Yo, it is not easy, man, but I love it. I love it. All right, here's the reason why I'm trying to learn Polish, right? Because at some point in the future, I want to live there. I want to reside there. I want to own property in Poland and everything like that, right? And if I'm going to be there often, I want to at least be able to communicate, right? To learn the language, to actually, talk to people and, at least have the basic needs meet. So, which I can do that now, right? But to actually have a full-on conversation and be able to understand what is being said to me, I need to at least be, to properly learn the language. And then also, I am tired of all these Polish jokes going right over my head, man. Do you know how many good Polish jokes I would come across? And then I would have to listen to it over and over again. Expecto Patronum, kurwa! By the time I get it, it's like it loses the laughter, it loses the value of it. So then I want to be able to like hear a Polish joke and then I just instantly get it, right? And I can do that right now. And so I feel like all these good Polish jokes is being wasted on me. And I want to do something about that. And last but not least, I think Poland is like an awesome place to raise a family and stuff like that. And I think probably like if, in the future, if I'm going to get me a little, a little thing, or like a girl or something like that, I'm probably going to be like a Polish girl. So, yeah, I know. I like Polish girls.
We're Slavic girls. We don't say I'm angry, we say...
All right. So, let's go next lesson. All right. So, how do you say curtain in Polish? Is zasłony, curtains. Zasłony, curtain. Carpet, dywan. Carpet, divan, like a divine intervention. Aladdin flying on a carpet. So Aladdin diving on a carpet. Divan. So imagine a Polish Aladdin, right? He just have like a carpet and stuff like that, right? And he's diving. Divan, diving throughout like all the Polish mountains. He's like, oh, kurda, as he's diving on his carpet. Divan, diving, carpet, divan. All right, I think I'm gonna remember that. Okay, and then how do you say table? Stool. Table. Stool. How do you say bookcase? Regał na książki. Bookcase. Regał na książki. All right. I'm not going to remember that. Listen, I know when I'm going to remember something, when I'm not going to remember something. Right? But regał na książki, probably not going to remember that. Because I don't use it that often. I realize like words that I don't use often are easier to forget. Right? But, oh well. And then chest, komoda. Chest, komoda. How would I remember komoda? Komoda, commando. Okay. So now imagine you have all your drawers, like, your. So, okay, now imagine, right? Let's say you are a guy, you just don't like wearing underwear and everything like that, right? So then you like to go commando because all your underwears stays in the drawer. That's why you go commando. Komoda. Commando. Komoda. So you like to walk around without underwears because all your underwears are in the komoda because you like to go commando. Komoda, commando. Komoda, commando. Komoda, komoda. That's how I will remember it. All right, I like to go commando because my drawers are always in the komoda. Scratch that. All right. Now, not Stepnia. And then cupboard. Cupboard is szafka. Szafka is a cupboard. And then szafa is a wardrobe. Okay, so szafka is a cupboard, and then szafka is a cupboard, and then szafa is a wardrobe. Okay, let me close the book quick. How do you say drawer? Komoda. How do you say bookcase? Regał do książki, right? Regał do książki. How do you say bedroom? Sypialnia. How do you say carpet? Diving. Divan. So the Polish Aladdin is diving in the mountain and has his yelling kurda, 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 kurda. Divan. So that's how you say carpet. Now, how do you say? You guys need to start. You guys need to start squeezing me or something like that, right? All right, cool. What else? How do you say cupboard? That would be szafka, right? Szafka would be cupboard, and then szafa, that would be a wardrobe. All right. Okay. How do you say wall? Wall of China, China, right? Ściana. That's how you say wall. Ściana, wall. How do you say chimney? You say chimney, komar. No, komer? Chimney. Is that komer, right? I think you say komer chimney. What is gazobeton? Is that another way you say chimney? Gazobeton. Gazobeton. I know beton is like, sounds more like a rock. It sounds more like beton. It's like a brick wall or something like that, right? Gazobeton. I need to write that down. Gazobeton. Gazobeton. All right, cool. I think anyway, okay. So a drawer is a Schublade. Okay, Schublade is a drawer. So a chest where you have all your underwears because you like to go commando is called a Komoda. All right. And then a drawer, just a single one and stuff like that, right, is called a Schublade. A Schafa is a wardrobe. Schublade is a drawer. Now, how the hell I'm going to remember this? I'll come up with a story later on. But anyway, and then canapa is a sofa. I always remember canapa because kanapka is a sandwich. So canapa is kind of like you can fold it like a sandwich. So that's one of the way I remember how to say canapa. And then kanapka is a sandwich. So it's like these two words, they're intertwined. Sofa to nie kanapa. Jaka jest co jest ważne od sofa I kanapa? What is the difference between sofa and kanapa? Because I want to know. Write it down in the comment section for me real quick. Because I'd like, why is it not the same? Because in the book, right, it says kanapa I sofa to są bardzo dziękuję, dzięki. So it shows like, kanapa I sofa to są podobne, tak? No wiem, że one są podobne, ale dlaczego one są inne? Why are they, different? All right, somebody said they are the same. All right, cool. So kanapa is sofa. So they are sofa. All right, cool. And then fotel, that's an armchair, fotel. And then krzesło is a chair. I can never remember krzesło. It's like one of those things I always have a problem remembering. And then biurko is a desk. That one is easier because bureau is an office, and then biurko is a desk at an office. So I kind of remember that, right? So biurko, bureau, office, biurko, desk, office, desk, biurko. All right, and then łóżko is a bed. Łóżko, how would I remember that? I kind of remember it, but I don't have a story behind it. All right, cool. So łóżko is a bed, and then poduszka is a pillow. Poduszka. Ushich, you hear. Uche, that's your ears, right? So pod, ushka. So it's like under your ear. Poduszka. So under your ear. Poduszka, pillow. Poduszka, pillow. Poduszka, pillow. All right. What story would I come behind this? Okay. Now imagine, right? Let's say you got a girl. Her name is Poduszka. And the favorite thing that you love to do is rest your head on her butt and use it as a pillow. So then her name is Poduszka. And every time you're like, oh, moja Poduszka, oh, hush too. And she's like, oh, Marek, jesteś szalony, Marek. You're like, oh, daj mi twój Poduszka. And then, Poduszka. All right. That's how I will remember Poduszka. To tak baba jako Poduszka musi być spora. Nie rozumiem, co pan mówiło. I have no idea what you just said. To tak baba, like baba. Baba, that's dad, right? Like dad would say, jako Poduszka musi być spora. Like a pillow. See? Oh, baba jest kobieta. Baba is kobieta. Ah, kurde. Okay, so baba is kobieta. Przepraszam, bardzo dziękuję. All right, okay. Now, and then bed linen is pościel. Pościel, bed linen. Okay, cool. So that would be like bed sheets and stuff like that, right? Pościel. I'm probably not gonna remember that, but I'll come across with that afterwards. So wanna, it's a bath. Cool. And then prysznic. No, prysznic. Kurde. Prysznic is a shower. So wanna, V-A-N-N-A, wanna is a bath. Prysznic is a shower. Prysznic, it comes from what? How do you say I'm taking a shower in Polish, right? Idę się bawić? No. Idę się prysznic. I don't know. But anyway, so prysznic is shower. And then like a toilet bowl is a sedes. So that's how you say toilet bowl. Sedes. Okay. Not gonna remember that, but cool. Sedes. And then lustro is mirror. And then lodówka is a fridge. Oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that. I say that all the time. Lodówka. A fridge. And then kuchenka is a cooker or stove. Kuchenka. Lodówka, a fridge. Kuchenka is a cooker. And then piekarnik is an oven. Shit. Am I going to remember that? Now the question is, like, can you actually use kuchenka and piekarnik interchangeably, right? Because to me, they're like the same thing, right? Brodzić, znać? Nie wiem, co jest brodzić. Nie wiem. Brodzić jest... nie wiem, co jest brodzić. Dobra? Alright, now. So, okay, the question is, mam pytanie dla was. Czy mogę użyć kuchenka czy piekarnik? To są sam, tak? To są samo. They are the same, right? I can use kuchenka I piekarnik interchangeably, I think, right? Cool. And then pralka is a washing machine, pralka. And then a sink is zlew. Zlew. A sink. Zlew. How would I be able to remember that? I'm not going to remember that. I'll probably have to like go over it afterward. And then telephone, that's easy. You know what that is. And then televisor, you already know what that is. Radio, you already know what that is. Computer, you already know what that is. Lampa, I think you know what that is. It's a lamp. And then zegar is a clock. So zegar is a clock. Radio is, okay, tak dalej. Zlew, that's a sink. Pralka is a washing machine. Kuchenka is a cooker. Piekarnik is an oven. Lodówka, who's calling me right now? Can't they see I'm doing a live stream right now? God damn it. All right, guys, I got to get going. Thank you for the live, and I'll see you guys later. Hold on, I can pause it, I think, right?